Yo, what up? What up? Microphone checker. What up? Welcome to my page. Today I'm gonna be going over branded coming into this new format. If Fire King is gonna be the top deck, all fire decks going to be really good, with Fire King being the tier 0. So this is my deck going into the new format. This is Despia branded Despia. So I guess we start things off. First, we got 3 Alibers. Some people are playing 2. I don't know if that's wrong or right. I know 3 is what I prefer because it searches every branded spell and trap in your deck. I know with Droll being popular in this coming up format, that this is going to be a little hard to want to get off if you don't have or just to want to get off. Don't have branded opening, but still 3 is optimal to play at 3. Next, Fallen of Albaz. Fallen of Albaz is a 3-of, especially coming into this new format. It's summon to make your opponent waste a negate or a pop is way too good. Also, it gets sent to the graveyard, which starts setting up your graveyard. So it's not too bad. It's multi-purpose. Even though I don't say multi-purpose effects, it helps start setting up your graveyard, which, as you know, in branded you don't mind, and it wastes a negate or a pop from Fire King. That comboed off with like super polymerization is really good. Next, we got 2 Despian Tragedy. I got 2 in here because you usually banishing 1 off of Golden Sarcophagus to search and start comboing off. Or the likelihood of you discarding this with branded opening is really good. You have more in the deck. So I played 2. Next, 2 Blazing Cartesians of Victorious. Pretty self-explanatory, but the reason why you play 2 is because if you draw 1 and you have Fusion Deployment in your hand, that kind of sucks because you usually want to use Fusion Deployment to bring this out so you can summon your Aliber and be safe from being targeted. So yeah, so we got 2. Next, we are playing the Imp Chain package in here, so we do have the 2 Imp Chains. It's really good just to have especially against Fire King, having non-targetable monsters on the board. Not just because of the carrying and whatnot, because those are non-targeting pops, but for the Exceed Princess Fire King girl, whatever her name is, I forgot what her name is, but she has to target 1 monster on their field and 1 monster on your field, pop them, and she comes back out. So it's really good that he can't target things on your board. So Imp Chain just helps you bring an untargetable Guardian Chimera on the board. 1 Tri-Brigade Mercurier. I need to try to fit this at 2. Sorry about that, guys. I need to try to get this in at 2. So if you guys are watching this and you guys see something I should take out to put another one in, please let me know. I'm not hating 1, but I feel like 2 would be a lot better. Just because, again, you banish 1 off Golden Sarcophagus, and you are going to want to search 1 off Lost on your opponent's turn to have that interruption. So let me know what you guys think. I should cut out for another one. Next, we got 1 Albion the Shrouded Dragon. Some people are playing 2, maybe even 3 of this card just because they want to see branded opening in the graveyard to help protect your fusions from being popped. So I can understand why people are playing 2 and 3. I just can't find it in my heart to play more than 1, especially with it being searchable. And it just drawing multiple is not the best. So 1 is all right with me. I'm not too worried about anything else. But we're playing 2 or 3. 1's fine for me. 1's been working. 1 Abolibethum, because the Abolibethum combo play is just too strong. 3 non-targeting pops on your opponent's turn is just way too strong not to be playing this at 3. Playing this at 1 to have that kind of interruption on your opponent's turn. 1 Quem. I think some people are playing 2. I can see why, because they want Quem to go off, but really with the combo that you do and how you can search this, I think 1's fine. I think 1's fine. This is 50 card branded. 1 Albaz the Ashen. Remember how I said you don't want your stuff to be targeted? Well, Albaz the Ashen only lets your opponent target this. You can't target any other monsters on the board while he's on the board. Really easy to come out. You can bring him out with Quem. You can, when he's in the graveyard, his effect is if there's another level 8 or higher fusion monster in your graveyard and another one of your level 8 or fusion monsters on the field gets popped or destroyed, is sent to the or gets destroyed by card effect, you can special summon him. And then your opponent can't target any other monsters on your board. I don't know if I mentioned this, but he gains 200 attack for each monster in your graveyard. So you usually have about minimum of 5 monsters in your graveyard. So he's at least, was that 1,028? At least 28. So he's a beater. It's always good to have, beaters. But I've been playtesting with him and I actually like him a lot. One Lubellion and one Sarnier. I really love Bystials, man. They're probably one of my favorite engines. But going into Fire King best deck, it doesn't really do anything against Fire King. So playing more than this is not good. It all depends on your locals too. But like if you go into top tier tournaments, yeah, you don't play more than that, unfortunately. Kit. So I've played Kit. I think Kit is really good. Not only because it's another it searches your branded spell and trap, but it also recycles or brings to your hand banished branded spells or traps. Can be special summoned, and it has Fallen Albies in its tag, so you can search it off Lost. It just makes Retribution so much better. So imagine you do your combo. You have Kit in hand, Retribution banished. Special Kit, add Retribution, shuffle an Imp Chain into the deck that you have in your hand because you couldn't activate Frightful Patchwork because of the Imp Chain in your hand. So you shuffle that back in the deck. And set Retribution. Retribution is a counter trap card. I think some people forget what it does. You bounce one fusion monster that mentions Fallen Albaz from your field back into the extra deck, or 2 in your graveyard that mentions Fallen Albaz. 2 fusion monsters to negate a card that would a monster spell or trap that will special summon a monster. That's just really good, especially coming into Fire King with the Dire Bell package. That is just way too good. So let me know. This is still experimental, but like I said, and then when you use that turn, after you use your Lost, you could banish Retribution from the graveyard and add Lost. So I think this Retribution is just broken, especially Kit. Kit and Retribution is nice. And then for the only hand traps you play, Ash Blossom. All right, now let's go into the spells. Set these off to the side. 3 branded fusions, self-explanatory. 3 branded openings. You need to be playing 3. You want to see this in your graveyard as much as possible. 3 triple tactic thrust. If you're playing branded, you need to be playing triple tactic thrust, especially in branded. It is a super good card. It just searches 30% of your spells, It's really good. If you're playing branded, play thrust. There ain't no such thing as, you can play the budget route and go cross out. No, because then you have to play Ash, you have to play Imperm, you have to play Effect Veiler, which is getting more popular. You have to play Nib, which is going to be popular. You don't want to be playing all that stuff to brick. So, thrust, get thrust. 3 fusion deployments, self-explanatory, really good. 3 super polys. You need to be playing super polys this format. If you could play in your deck, you need to play it. One of the best board breakers. 2, Frightful Patchwork to go with our engine, Fire Engine, Polymerization, Branded in Red, Branded Regain, Branded Loss, Triple Tactics Talents, 1 Foolish, and 1 Golden Sarcophagus. I wasn't playing these for a while, but man, it felt so nice to be able to just basically turns into any Despia monster you need, and this turns into any monster that mentions Fallen Albaz that you need. Like Ashen, Quim, all that stuff. Next we go to traps. Only 2 traps. Fusion Duplication and Branded Retribution. Like I said, Retribution with Kit, super nice. Be able to set up a negate. So you have a negate of a special summon monster. And then you have Mercury in hand, which is another negate. Then you have 3 non-targeting banishing. Then you have Chimera, which pops 1s or 2 and draws more. Hopefully draws into an Ash or something for more interruptions. It's just too broken. It's just too broken. Next, we will go into side deck, I guess. We'll talk about... No, we'll go into extra deck. We'll go into extra deck, which is not sorted out. So give me 1 second. All right, 2 Mirror Jades. Self-explanatory. 2 Mirror Jades a must. You probably don't need a third one. If you need a third one, then you don't know how to play branded because you should have won by then. 3 Albion, the branded dragon. Self-explanatory. Some people can't play 3 because you do burn them a lot, but 2 is fine. 1 Lubellion, the staring dragon. 1's fine. Just remember to always recycle this. Don't recycle other fusions. Recycle this so your branded fusions can be always live. 1 Guardian Chimera, self-explanatory. 1 Rimbrum. Like I said, Rimbrum requires a Fallen of Albaz, a Beast, Beast Warrior, or Ring Beast Monster. So that just makes Fallen of Albaz a lot much better going into Fire King, you know? 1 Titanic-clad. Titanic-clad, you need Titanic-clad to bring out either Fallen of Albaz, like I was just saying, how good he is this coming format, or also to bring out your Quem. Quem is always treated as a Dogmatica and Despia monster. Don't forget that. 1 Quartus. It just comes up every now and then just to turn your opponent's monsters to 0. Something to have to deal with. Next, we have Gregignol. Only 1. There are sometimes I wish I had 2 in the extra deck, but more times than not, 1 is fine enough. Not to go with Gregignol, we got, Cortus, or we have Pranks. Which I'm pretty sure you guys know what this guy does. He's actually really good. Some super poly targets. We got Garuda and we have Mud Dragon. You need to be playing these. Now this guy's in testing. Mr. the Crown Dragon, or the Dragon Crown. Still experimental. I don't know how I feel about him, but like Ashen and Quem, or Ashen and Blazing Cartesia, boom, that makes that. So yeah, there's that. And then I am playing Masquerade for time purposes. We are going to go into side deck now. 1 Evenly Matched, because it is searchable and it's good against Fire King. 1 Branded King, Brightest Blazing Branded King, because of this card. This is actually hurts us a lot. So usually when you go on first after side decking, you will bring this, you will set this baby on with Albion to protect from Evenly Matched. 3 Drawing Locks, Soul Release. Same thing with the 1 Evenly Matched. Searchable, off thrust. 3 Bells, because there are going to be some labs. That's another reason why I have Ash in the main deck, to help deal with lab. And then 3 Cyclones. This helps deal with lab, and this helps deal with Centurion, which a deck you still got to respect. And then of course Runic. So that is my deck. I appreciate you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think, what I should change, what I should take out for the Mercurier that I need to put in here. Let me know what you guys think of this list. I appreciate you guys for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. All right, guys. Peace out and duel safely.